It's okay. It's all right. It makes no difference.
That'll be on in just a second. He missed the thing this morning. He always checks his email, but he didn't. So he'll be on in just a sec.
Good to see you, Justin.
There, do you see him?
Do I see Dad? I don't see Dad yet. There's only 4 on.
We don't see you yet.
There you go.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Now he's coming.
Turn your camera on.
He-
Okay.
Dad, just turn it. Dad, Dad, you're muted. Turn on your mic. Lower left-hand corner.
And he's on the phone, so hold on. Lower.
Hey, Chris, you shaved
Yep.
again.
Lower left-hand corner of the screen. There'll be a
Just say
little.
it. Just say it.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't grown my beard back yet.
Yeah. I saw you. I thought of you the other night. I saw the spinning image of you in a Christmas card that had a guy that with your hair like yours and a beard, and it said you haven't changed a bit since you were a baby. And it was just like I thought, hey,
Do you hear me now or not?
It was like this. It was funny.
You should hear me.
That's pretty good.
Hi, Uncle Justin.
Hey, I got all the girls.
Beautiful girls. 3 beautiful girls.
Do you like my dress?
Yeah.
Very,
Very,
Beautiful.
Gustin, what time is it there?
it is 9 a.m. It's a partly cloudy, pretty cool day actually. It's nice. It's been pretty rainy here recently, so this is good omen.
It's not rainy
That
here.
looks nice. It's a little rainy
Yeah.
here.
So
It's very rainy here. There's water standing all in my front and backyard, and it's coming down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rain.
We should have sent.
Any rain here.
Is Ari jumping on here? We should have sent her the link.
I just
Um,
sent her the link.
I'll let
Huh?
that do it.
Nice.
I have no idea. It is pretty cloudy here.
Hello.
It's raining.
We never found a good Zoom spot in our house during the
Well,
pandemic.
Because I'm on Zoom. More expensive. There's not a window behind you.
Yeah. We don't have window treatment stuff yet either.
We do have trim now.
Yeah, I got our windows trimmed out. They're all trimmed.
Nice. What else have you done in the kitchen? You done anything else in the kitchen?
Huh?
Have you done anything else in the kitchen?
Yay.
Yeah, the kitchen's done.
Not completely. We got to finish the cabinet and the wall.
Oh, well.
It's not done.
Yeah, I'm not done. Shelley reminded me. Shelley reminded me I'm not done.
Oh,
Where's Sissy go?
I love being here.
Did Opa get on yet?
Hey,
Oh,
Joe.
there he is. There's Opa. Everybody say hey to Opa.
Hi, Opa.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for our birthday presents.
Christmas.
Christmas presents.
Yes, thank you for our Christmas presents.
Oh,
Did you say thank you? May.
Say thank you, May.
Thank you.
There you go.
Opa, you're looking good. You
Opa,
got a
I
haircut.
thought it was yesterday. I had a client named Opa.
Hey.
you're coming in loud and clear, even if from a long ways away.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
Yeah,
distracted.
no, we have excellent internet in American Samoa now. It's fabulous.
You'll hate visiting me. I have some of the crappiest internet on the planet.
ooh.
Mm.
Peyton's doctoring her toe. She had to have
Toe surgery.
for ingrown toenail. Could you please stop?
Gustin can be very understanding about that. He had to have it done twice.
Well, this is her second one.
Yep. She had 1 foot done back in the summer.
Hi.
I had
Makes
that one
stronger.
years
Hi.
ago, so I
Love
appreciate
you.
it.
Love you.
Family thing.
You had trouble after you had the surgery.
Kathy?
Peyton, where you
Justin,
at?
are you on track to fly out in February?
There are currently no flights scheduled. be on. There's a medical flight on January 6th, so I won't be on that flight.
Okay.
Gonna have to see what happens, man. We got some good news. I didn't think that American Samoa would be up on anyone's priority list for getting any of the vaccine, but we actually got 3,600 doses or something like that last week or 2 weeks ago now, and we're supposed to be getting regular amounts of the doses, and so maybe before next Christmas I'll be back. We'll see.
On the bright spot, still a very safe place to be.
Very safe, 0 cases. They take it very seriously. So yeah, there's that.
At least you guys get. That's really kind of nice.
We get to do what?
Normal life. Can't wait.
I mean, you say a normal life, but you never lived on an island that closes at 9 o'clock.
I live on an island.
Yeah, you don't live on a real island.
Yeah, I
You can
Yeah, we do
walk
live on
that
an island.
Don't go in
without
the kitchen,
You don't
Cameron.
live on an island. You can't even know.
I could send you the link.
Sit right there.
I
can feel the energy.
Mommy.
Oh,
Oh, do I have the link?
Peyton.
Christmas. I want you to not have a shitty.
I am here.
Can you work on that?
There's Madison.
Work on it. High five. Give me a high five. That wasn't five. That was one. Give me a high five.
That's what we're gonna say.
I'm a high five.
So many people. What?
Was there something you were gonna say?
Fist bump.
My drive or my mail?
No.
Top.
How have you been?
I'm doing okay. God has been with me so far. I'm not sick, so I'm gonna go with that. We are always, we have to, we're in person, so I'm happy we're off for break.
I'm gonna try to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to I gotta get
Hey, Madison.
Hey, Madison.
I've been here for I'm spinning the chair that's over there, and I want to make sure that he does this right.
Now, Madison has something to share. It takes about 2 minutes. Can you make it where I can share my screen?
And hear sounds.
Hang on. Let me go. Let me go. Make you a co-host.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, see if you can't.
Yeah, I got it. This is a project that she did. She did it.
Solo by myself.
Yeah,
I did this myself.
She did this herself.
Let me
So
show you.
Hey, Uncle Hal, you did a really good job on that project.
Music video. Yo,
Yeah.
hush.
Can you hear it?
Wow.
Hey, can you all hear that?
I don't hear anything. I see
Hold on. I gotta go in. No. There's when you do a share screen, you have to, there's a thing you have to hit over here, which tells you that you can hear it. That's part of the deal. And it's over here somewhere. No, give me just a second here. I'm trying to.
The Zoom icon is down there.
Yeah, I know, but they're over there where that's at. But usually when I bring up the thing, it's over here. And it lets you, hold on a second. Where's the thing that lets me tell you that I want to let you hear? Normally I'm able to bring it up over here.
it's getting no from files and programs.
Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties here.
I don't ever show films on mine, so I don't.
Well, no, I've done this before.
Daddy's he does that turn
Stop.
No, that's turn on again.
Wipe on your face.
There is a normally a
Go full
when
screen.
I gotta
I think I know what you're talking
yeah. I gotta go back to the full screen so that I can.
about. Click down there.
Where's down here? Here.
The icon.
Yeah, that doesn't because it's already on the screen.
And then how do you get it full screen again? Maybe we're just dumb.
No, we're not just dumb, but oh, wait a minute. It's because I'm still here. We go. That's where I need to be right up here. I can find more. Yeah. Hold on. I found it now. Where does it say?
Is it
Share computer sound. There we go. All right. Now we're gonna try this again.
Oh yeah.
See if you can, let me know if you can hear this with like a thumbs up, will you? Now I gotta move the back so it's a big
Summer of '09, I had the time of my life. You're not looking for the one, and I'm just trying to move on. I tell you I can't drive. You pick me up at 9, and oh, we're going nowhere fast enough. We weren't built to last, and it's hard to be somebody's future when they're meant for your past. Singing loud, windows down. If only we knew then what we know now. So we spend our days rewriting all our mistakes, watching boundaries melt away and lines of friendship fade. Oh, we're both on the mend, but here we are again, and oh, we're going nowhere fast enough. We were built to last, and it's hard to be somebody's future when they're meant for your past. Singing loud, windows down. If only we knew then what we know now. It was glorious, a work of art in the blink of an eye. Looking back on it, what a beautiful mistake. Oh, we're going nowhere fast enough. Thought we were built to last, and it's hard to be somebody's future when they're meant for your past. Singing loud, windows down. Singing loud, windows down. Singing loud, windows down. If only we knew then what we know now.
Wow.
That was cool.
Yeah, I was very proud of her. She did that all on her own too. That was.
Oh, and if you like that song, shameless plug for my teacher. I'll be sending all of you her link because please support my vocal teacher if you support me.
Yeah.
That was awesome, Ashley.
Oh yeah. Good.
My vocal teacher is great.
Yeah.
But
She really is good.
Her vocal teacher wrote that song is what I'm trying to say.
shameless plug.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
I was not stressed out at all for about 2 weeks. Not stressed out at all because that was half of my grade for one of my classes.
Yeah.
So let me assure you, I was not stressed out.
But I thought she did a great job on it. She really did do work herself. So, I mean, get input from her teacher and stuff like that. But
She did the editing, like for the audio. I did the audio myself. I did filming myself. I did editing myself.
yeah.
Let me assure you, I will be doing another one, just not right now.
Yeah.
looks like a lot of work, but you did really well. It was really nice.
That was impressive.
Yeah, so I also have like my own song now, which is that I wrote with my friend. So
It's greatest.
Lemonade too.
Looks like Ford's making a song, yeah.
Hey, by the way, Gus, are you making a song too? Like I'm leaving soon, you know? Like, little humor there, little humor.
Something like that, man.
The guy who wants the job still wants it and hasn't taken anything else, right?
No, he's still on track to come out here whenever they can get him here. He actually left FSM recently. He flew back to Colorado for a couple of weeks. Plan, I mean, at this point is to get him out there as soon as they can. And if they can't get him on an island by February 1st, just go ahead and put him on the payroll and start having him try to do some work remotely. So, yeah, I mean, they definitely don't want to lose him or have him kind of get wandering. But we actually had a new attorney come on island back in October who works in AG's office. She's very responsive. So they kind of eyed her as a backup plan if something happened to him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be quite as popular to get somebody to want to go over there now with it being shut down for a year almost.
Yeah, well, everybody understands that, come February, hell or high water, that I'll be making an exit.
If you can get off the island.
Well, yeah, there's that part of it.
Have you had any
I'm
infections?
not staying for months and months for them to get a replacement or something like that. So, and they understand that. It's all good.
What were you saying?
My video, my voice doesn't come over, I take it.
No, we can hear you. It did. Gus, what were you going to say? Yeah, we can hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dad.
Have there been any coronavirus infections in American Samoa yet?
Nope. Still zero.
Well,
Yeah, we had a container ship last week. Had a sailor who tested positive, so they just didn't let the container ship on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're very serious about it. I mean, it's no joke. But yeah, so
You
no mask.
Didn't you tell me you only have like 15 ICU beds on the whole island?
We have like 102 beds at our hospital. I don't know I don't know where you're getting the 15 number from. Maybe we only had 15 respirators. I have no idea. But yeah, our quite small.
I heard that there were 15 ICU beds. Population island.
I don't know. Maybe. It's not. It doesn't look like any hospital you've ever been to in your life.
But what is the population on the island?
55,000 the last time the census was taken. But I think in January when the new census comes out, it'll probably be less.
But in talking to
I'm so hungry.
Gary, obesity and diabetes is rampant. It's one of the highest.
Yeah, type 2 diabetes, a lot of obesity, a lot of heart disease. Yeah. Yeah.
Dudley, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Dudley.
Dad, I saw you just the other morning because we FaceTime. Yeah. That was a fancy
surprise.
Yeah, accidentally but FaceTime Dad, and he picked up and he was looking sharp though. Man, he had
Did you tell her now?
Take it in the kitchen.
She's going to the bar. Can she eat at the bar?
Hi, Peyton. We haven't seen you in forever. What grade are you in now?
I'm a freshman this year.
Are you all remote learning or are you?
We go 2 days a week, every week, and the other 3 were online.
Gotcha. How's that going for you?
It's interesting, to say the least, but
Better than being homeschooled, right?
it's better than being homeschooled. That's right.
She just got her permit right at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Burning
Are all
up
your
the
friends
road.
Low drivers, are all your friends low riders? All my friends are low riders. Do, 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 do.
Oh my
Do,
God.
do, do, do. Yeah.
I like it. She has no idea what you're talking about.
If any idea what the song is?
Cora, why are you so shy today?
What?
Why is Cora so shy today?
She's just tired.
Oh,
We have been running all over. It's supposed to be a relaxing day. It has not been. We were moving rocks, and then we had to go to Jacksonville to go get Shelly's starter battery replaced for her Prius. So we were there for a couple hours.
Tell her
And
what they said.
shopping, and then now we got to prep stuff for dinner, and we got candlelight service at 5:30, and it's just been a busy day, not a relaxing day.
Yeah.
Sure. It's 5:30.
Tell your mom what they said about my car.
Oh,
She
Mom.
ordered one.
The Toyota dealership said that Shelly's Prius has been well taken care of, and she wanted me to tell you that.
well, I'm glad because since I'm the one that went and test drove it and suggested.
Yeah.
Opa, can I see Nacho?
Yeah.
Priority.
Funny. That's adorable.
I'm not sure where he's at. He may be in the kitchen eating, but Jeff will get
They
him.
nacho.
Yep.
Oh, they have who have they?
No. By the way, Chris, now, has it been a lot of rain down there? I mean, you're a couple hours.
Nope. We had
Really?
some light sprinkles this morning. I think it rained a little bit while we were in Jacksonville, based on looks when I got home. But oh, Peyton says it did not. So no, we had a little bit of drizzle this morning, but it's getting windy. There's nacho.
We've had a
There's
steady
nacho.
downpour here. I mean, it's been just wet and nasty.
It'll probably get here about the time we have to leave for church and walk outside.
Now they said it was fast moving. It sounded like that by 8 o'clock tonight, everything would be gone from down east, and that's when we would get the lightning and that kind of stuff. Although Clinton, several places down there are under tornado warnings right now. Back there.
Under a tornado
Yeah.
watch till 10.
Yeah. Well, it freaked me. It was so nice this morning, man. The temperature outside was great. But the sad part of that was I knew that was going to change. So,
No
Yeah.
trouble.
It's so hot here, but it's not gonna be hot tomorrow. And we'll have the fire pit going Sunday, but you better pray for warmth and
oh,
drip.
yeah. Oh, and we have here's our new cat since we're saying animals off. There's the
Oh, yes.
Jackinator.
This is Jack. Raja Jack is his name, but like
We all call him Jack.
from the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I name a black cat Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
It was too good of an awkward name.
It was, yes.
Yeah. He's about 6 months old.
Oh.
I just haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Hello. He just woke up, so he's dopey.
Yeah.
Well, are they
Yeah.
the ones you saved, Kathy?
What's
It's
that?
one of them. That's one of the ones we saved. The other one we
Free-
found out we reowned.
I was telling Hal that God just keeps laughing at him because
Wanna
he
go
always
get her?
gives me grief that we have too many animals. And so, as they've been dying off, I have not been replacing them. So we show up in the backyard. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. So I'm gonna keep. I mean, he really is a blessing with Madison's anxiety and stuff. Both kids, teenagers who have anxiety problems. So, in my opinion, God put those babies in the backyard so, it could help these two through the pandemic. I believe that with everybody else.
He's getting irritated. So I'm
I
gonna
think
go
what's actually he's trying to get away from.
Yeah.
He's getting irritated.
I'm sorry, what'd you?
Christopher, you gonna be making any changes anytime soon?
Is what?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give.
Opa,
Yeah.
can I see Nacho?
Yeah, just a second. He's gotta get.
Yeah, I'm gonna give. All right, here's our pet.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's getting big.
Oh, wow,
There it is.
that's
You're
awesome.
dragon.
What's
Oh
his
my
name?
God.
Princess.
That's wild.
How long have you guys had him?
Since he was a baby.
Since July.
He's gonna get bigger. My friend has one and it's about 2 times the size of that one. So he's gonna keep growing.
Wow.
No. I know. So you got him in July.
We got her in July.
Oh, I love her.
Mm.
May, do you see?
Got her in July. Oh my
Boy,
gosh.
you're so much braver than me.
For you.
You don't like lizards, Justin?
No.
No, you don't
I
have to
don't,
keep.
I don't like reptiles. I don't trust them.
I'm with you, Dustin. With you. We're there.
Well, I was
So-
like, but I like him. I think.
Hi, Nacho. Hi, Nacho. Hi, Nacho.
So I'm gonna give notice at work Monday, January the 4th.
Wow.
And he already has 2 jobs lined up.
I've got we bid on a deck repair
Wow.
job
Wow. That,
2 weeks ago that we got. It's a pretty large job. I'll start in a couple weeks on the weekends through January. And I got some other stuff we're gonna bid on.
And the construction job.
And I've got a construction manager role. Stop. Hey, stop.
so you got the job you were telling me about?
Yeah, hey, shh. Hey, you're making noise and nobody else can hear. Yes, I got that job, and that's been doing a little bit of work on that. That'll start up more towards the end of February, which will be nice because that'll cover my salary for 2 months at part-time type work while I can build more business for Langford Builders is going to be the name of our company.
Langford Builders. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool, man.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. We just bought a 2,500 diesel Mercedes Sprinter used.
Oh yeah. I'm so envious.
It's the big one. It's the tall roof and the long wheelbase.
know.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
What
I
color is
would
it?
love 25 Sprinter diesel, man. It's a
You get a good deal?
Those are so cool looking vehicles. They are, and they got the high roof, the big doors in the back. They
Yeah.
are cool, man.
We're gonna get it wrapped with our logo and our business name and everything. So
I was trying to find my
I'm gonna be driving a mobile billboard. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, what color is it?
It's white.
Yes, 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 yes. My wife can't stand white. I said that.
That's funny. Shelly wants to show you a picture. Like, but if you've seen one, you've seen
cool.
1,000 of them. There are many like it, but this one's ours.
Well, never mind.
Hey, I vote yes, man.
I
I
know
like that.
my husband points them out on the road all the time.
Christopher, how much did you get it for?
24 and some change.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah.
Shelly,
Oh yeah, that's a good looking. Yeah.
Now I
Cool.
know where you.
Did Shelly find it?
Huh?
Did Shelly find it for you?
Yeah, she found
I
it.
did.
Oh, Mercedes.
Vehicles.
Fancy.
It's a 1 owner.
Yeah, so
Great.
Now this is kind of a big change, isn't it?
a little bit, yeah. Leaving stable employment for 10 years to start a construction company.
That's cool, man.
Well, but construction's in though.
Yeah, construction is booming. And I think we're gonna do really well. I'm really excited about it. Getting nervous, leaving the stability, but gonna really enjoy what I'm doing. I believe, and I think it seems God's just kind of laid stuff out, so it seems like the next
Tell
step.
them about your new phone number.
Oh, and I got a new phone number that I'll send out to you guys soon.
Okay.
We
For
just set up our-
Langford. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yep.
So, because this phone number that I've had for the last 10 years is a work number.
Gotta give up the phone and give up the truck.
So, yeah, big changes for us.
Bye-bye truck, bye-bye phone, bye-bye check.
But a big thing though, hello opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Keeping the
that's a
profit.
big deal.
Yeah. So, and there's tons of business here. I mean, it is, you know, unless we could always hit another, you know, dip or depression, but
And then I'll hire him.
then I'll just go work for Shelly on base as a maintenance tech.
Now, I thought you said you were getting a license or something to do inspections. Are you doing that now too, or?
No. That was something that about halfway through, like after I had done the hands-on training and I kind of got to really get a good view on what this guy does, the pay in return for the work is not a good ratio. And it's super monotonous. It means same old. And
That's not a definition.
and I was like, I don't know that I can. I mean, I could do it, but it wouldn't be enough variety. I mean, performing the same inspections over and over again. And ironically, you don't interact with that many people doing it because the homeowners may or may not be there. So it really would have lacked the human interaction portion that I enjoy.
Like go to their house and tour it and see what's wrong, and then that's it.
Yeah. And I want to be the guy that fixes it or builds the house.
Yeah.
And remodels it and designs it and estimates it and all that. So yeah.
Residential or commercial?
Residential is what we're going to target. I mean, we may get into light commercial, but right now our plan is to really focus on residential, large renovations, remodels, large deck jobs. Like the deck repair job that we just bid's a $20,000 job. I mean, it's not on profit. That's labor and material, right? The replacement estimate on it that I gave him was like 40 grand, and I cut that to be competitive. I mean, you can do decks here. Like we just got a deck estimate at work for $190,000. I mean, you can make a lot. You can make a lot of money just doing decks.
On that building?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't go to law school, kids.
Why don't you come get on camera? Like, come join us. There's plenty of room right here.
Well, Dustin, I love you, but I'm still using that desk you put together for me, and I have to lift up on the desk and pull the drawer out. So I think law might have been better for you than construction.
Yeah, they don't pay you that much to read and write most of the time.
You haven't told.
I don't know. My interaction with lawyers, they make good money from what I've seen.
That's true.
Like my presents where they're supposed
Good job, man.
All the presents in a pile for you. That's the fun, is digging them out.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to jump off of here.
Well, before you bounce, my son's not down here, but we'll tell you for him. We're very excited. He's been accepted at ECU and also UNC Pembroke. I'm not really sure where he wants to go yet. I think, honestly, I want him to go where he wants to go. He might end up going to Pembroke because I think he'd do well at a small school. But
yeah,
I went to ECU too, and I think it's a good school. Obviously, we have other people that went there too.
Yeah, find out.
We're, we the sad part is we haven't had a chance to visit much because of, pandemic.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're going to get a chance to go and hit some places the next month, and then he'll kind of decide where he wants to go next fall. So.
Oh man,
Excited.
that is
Well, hey,
exciting.
Al, if you've got any questions for someone who's been there this century,
Thank you.
feel free to call me.
I will tell him to call you. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks for that this century part. I feel so much younger now.
Yeah, what a,
Yeah.
I thought you were subtle.
Yeah.
it was only 11 years ago almost that I graduated from there.
Yeah. I still remember graduation and stuff too. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it. I mean, if he's I'd be more than happy to talk to him about my experience here too. I mean, it really is an awesome school.
Well,
I think it is a very good school.
I'll be encouraging him to give you guys a call because getting your perspective is going to be and mean a lot more to him than us talking to him.
Yeah. And I don't know how much about Pembroke and their campus, but I mean, ECU's campus is I believe laid out very nicely.
Well, I mean, Pembroke has a very pretty campus. It's in the middle of nowhere, which I like. You know, and
I just thought of this too. My best friend Justin actually went to Pembroke before he went to ECU.
Oh, did
I talked to him. I mean, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to Cameron about both if he really,
okay.
Both.
No, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pembroke's biggest thing is a lot smaller. It's only like 9,000 students versus, wow, only and so it's got smaller class sizes and stuff like that. But I really wanted to have a good experience and be happy where it goes. That's my number.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, either one would be fine. Like either one would be great, not just fine. Either one would be great.
No, I think
Is ECU a big party school? Because I don't know.
It used to be. I don't know. Is it still a big party school?
Every single college that a young child goes off to is a party school.
Well, no. When I was at Pembroke, I was an RA, and I mean, we had places that were like, we're having a party.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a non-party school unless it's a community college where the kids living at home with mom and dad, which there's nothing wrong with. Nothing wrong with. I did that, but I mean, ECU gets a bad rap on that. But
well, I thought it did too. I know when I was at Pembroke, there were less parties, but then it was a much smaller school, so there were less people to have parties. But no, I mean, probably next week or so, we're going to drive down to Pembroke, and then I want him to at least visit ECU, and so he can actually just see the differences in the schools, and and then decide once he wants to go into something science. He's probably going to major in biology, and then see what area he wants to go in from there. He really gets into science,
He's interested in research.
Yeah.
Well, that is exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited. But it seems like wow, he's going away. It's just like wow.
I was just kind of having that thought. I can't believe he is old enough to go off to college.
Yeah. See, that's what I felt about y'all years ago. It's like wow.
I remember pretty vividly when he was born. Kind of like you probably remember that too, right? Oh my golly.
Yeah.
Hate to break this up, but Dudley has to leave us. He had a prior commitment. For 4 o'clock. So she's enjoyed seeing everybody, and I'll be hanging around.
Okay. Bye, Dudley.
Love you, Dudley.
Merry Christmas.
Say bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Say bye.
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 Okay.
Bye, Uncle.
No, you didn't recognize.
Well, we're gonna have to jump off here too. I gotta start cutting and prepping food.
I understand.
All right.
Hey, man, it's great to see you, man. You guys look great.
Love you too.
And we love you, and have a great Merry Christmas.
Bye, Miss May.
Hey, here, come back here, Gustin. Hey, stop. On the box. Here, there's Gustin.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Uncle.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Gustin, I love you.
Merry Christmas.
Gustin, we'll call you on your birthday.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Peyton.
Bye, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Okay, I love you guys.
And the house was great.
Love you too.
I know they said they were done. What was off?
There he goes.
Hey, Gustin, you got bigger.
I hope in a good way.
Well, your screen on screen, you went from here to there. I was like, wow.
Yeah. You don't look like you've gotten fat, if that's what he was saying.
been a tough year, guys.
Yeah. But now one thing that's different down there is not very frosty down there right now, right?
No, it's a balmy. It's pretty cool today, actually. It's probably low 80s right now, high 70s.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, it's our hot. You know, it's the summer. We're in the southern hemisphere, so.
Oh
actually,
yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. Y'all are in summer.
Yeah. I mean, the weather doesn't change too much because we're so close to the equator, but it is slightly hotter. It's much rainier this time of year. This is really nice weather for today. We had like 2 weeks overcast and rain, pretty consistently.
I've always wondered is how does Santa dress in places like that?
It's funny, you know, we have near the center of town, they've got like there's a lot of Christmas decorations here. They get real into it, but there's like a painting mural of Santa. He's got like the traditional hat and the red coat or whatever, but instead of pants, he's got like it's the same red velvet, but it's called a lava lava. It's like the man skirt.
Yeah.
And then it's high enough where you can see it's a Samoan Santa, and you can see his like Matai chief tattoos on his thighs. So there you go.
Hopefully the live version is wearing very thin clothing. Yeah.
Yeah, but get us a picture. Can you get us a picture of that?
A picture of what?
Santa.
Santa, yeah.
Next time I'm down there, I'll see if I can do that. Okay. I'll go do that right now. What was I thinking? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, people actually dress very covered here, particularly women. It's super like 1960s Christianity here, very conservative, and so it amazes me. Like they wear very thick fabric and very covered. You know, letting the best of this island pass them by. I'd be hotter than
Because I figured it was just hot.
It is, yeah, no, for sure, absolutely, and like, not all very few of the buildings have AC in them. You know, I mean, it's not AC is a bit more of a luxury down here. So, you know, they have thinner fabrics that are available, and most people make their clothes like there's. If you throw a rock in any direction, you'll hit 5 seamstress stores that I mean, you bring fabric, you bring them a copy of a shirt, and they'll make it for you. I mean, so most people have tailored clothing out here, but they like this very thick fabric. Like I guess it's more durable because I mean the heat and the humidity it's hard on clothes. It's just hard on everything really. But yeah, I much prefer like this is a very like thin, breezy material that I'm wearing. It's different strokes for different folks, I suppose.
Did you buy that on the island?
No, I got this on eBay. eBay ships out here, so I get most of my clothes from eBay.
Oh.
New or used?
Typically, like lightly used. I mean, it's not sometimes there'll be stuff on there that's new at a good price. Everybody should check out eBay. They sell everything.
I mean, all of my clothes either come from thrift stores or like that, except that a friend of mine's sister died and she was a millionaire and a hoarder. And so I got all of these Talbot's clothes. It's been good for me because I had to lose about 5 pounds for the pants to work right, but I won't ever have to buy any more pants in my lifetime.
Good. It's good to have that problem solved.
I mean, and this was free. I love free. That's my favorite price.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, you got that problem. You got that pants problem solved.
Well, it's nice not to have to buy clothes. Look.
This is the best part about. No one told me this when I was an adult that you'll go you can just wear the same stuff for long periods of time. You know, it's great. It motivates me to stay in shape. Anytime my pants get a little snug, I'm like, all right, time to hunker down.
So what are you cooking tomorrow?
I've got I'm not really even cooking it. I'm heating it up. We got a big smoked ham. I got like a 20-pound smoked ham from work for Christmas. So
nice.
I just got it for like 5 hours to heat it up. And then other people are bringing other stuff. I got some champagne and OJ from Mimosas. That's about the extent of it. And then in the refrigerator last night, I made some homemade eggnog that I'm bringing over to this Christmas shindig. They don't sell eggnog on island, which is very surprising to me. Samoans love you know, like coconut milk. They love like fatty, creamy stuff. They like sugar. I mean, eggnog to me would be like an absolute home run out here, but you never see it.
Are you a big eggnog guy?
You should
I
open
love
a store.
Cameron loves eggnog, man. He is all over that, man.
I never made eggnog until I moved out here, and I realized like you couldn't buy it, I was like motivated to start making it myself. It's actually very simple to make. So
I didn't know that.
Martha Stewart's got a great recipe on her website.
Yeah, but
Kinda-
Cameron needs, like I do, he needs the non-dairy version. Does she have the non-dairy version on her site?
I imagine you would just substitute the cream and the milk for non-dairy.
It's a little bit more complicated to get the right consistency and all of that when you don't use dairy.
Yeah, mine's the full moo cow. Got the hormones and everything, so you know it's good. So a little.
Okay.
My secret ingredient is I put a little THC in there, just to really spike it off.
So is marijuana legal there? I'm curious.
No. Did you just hear me tell you this like 1960s Christianity out here? Like this place is super socially conservative. Like no. In fact, in the 90s, I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. They like in the 90s. This is not like some old law from the olden times. They passed this in the 90s. Any marijuana possession comes with a 5-year mandatory sentence.
Wow.
Like a J.
Simple
Now,
possession, 5 years.
yeah. Now it is. Everyone knows. Huh?
I wouldn't think there was much marijuana there then.
Well, everybody knows this is draconian law, and so it's not like, I mean, the court bends over backwards to not enforce it. And so, I mean, you're not actually going to do 5 years for simple possession, but it's the fact that like someone like in the 90s, it was popular enough of an idea that they passed it. And still, even 2020, even though everyone knows it's a dumb idea, like in the know, no politician actually goes after undoing it, because why, I mean, the common man who votes out here, it just thinks that marijuana is the gateway to meth, and there is a real meth problem out here.
Really?
And so it stays. I don't know.
I thought there'd be a meth problem on the island. I'm a little surprised at that.
Yeah. Oh my God, it is. Yeah. Again, not in I'm kind of sheltered from it. I mean, the circles that I run in, there's not a lot of meth use. But by and large on the island, you see it. If you read the paper on any given day, there'll be someone who's in custody for meth possession. I didn't think there was any cocaine out here, but someone got stopped with like half an ounce a couple months ago, which was a big news to everybody. Got everybody concerned, because that was something that you didn't think was out here. But yeah,
Half an ounce. That's hardly nothing.
I mean, if you thought there was zero cocaine on island and someone got stopped with an ounce, it's
Well, yeah.
And
The only way I put that in reference, I had to go and weigh an envelope, and it was like 1.4. I'm thinking, a half is really nothing compared to that.
yeah, well, that's true.
I've got a question for you. Our very esteemed senator,
Not you.
in the bill that's just hanging out there now because Trump may not let it go through. He put something in this COVID relief bill where if you get caught streaming something that you don't have the rights for, it's a felony.
I mean, is there a question?
Is that something that you think is going to become big? I mean, a lot of people stream stuff that doesn't. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, the problem with I'm assuming some like Digital Copyright Association is like pushing for this. The problem is always going to be enforceability. I mean, it's just really anybody with half a brain can get a VPN and mask what they're doing on the internet and make it almost impossible to track what they're doing. And they've tried to do enforcement. They've tried to stop people from streaming or downloading or sharing illegal digital information, but it's just damn hard to enforce. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen exactly what it is, and
I haven't seen, Hal's the one who told me about it.
Yeah.
But he stuck it in
Well,
the-
now I heard since then, supposedly they put safeguards in it where they were going to go after the big shots. Like there was some dude in Las Vegas who managed to come up with a way to stream a bunch of different stuff illegally. Supposedly made
Yeah.
over $1 million from handing out these streaming things.
yeah,
That seems to be who they're really targeting, but it's always possible for it to roll downhill,
yeah, no, for sure. There's always unintended consequences of laws, but I don't know. I mean, I'm someone who downloads quite a bit of stuff off the internet. I just not that. I wouldn't be that concerned about, if I were you or, someone just Joe Schmo. Yeah, if you're trying to make money selling illegal stuff, that's different.
Problematic.
Yeah, and I mean, frankly, they ought to stop that. I mean, people have copyright, intellectual rights to their, materials that they make, and they ought to be able to profit off of it. So, if you're trying to circumvent that, then I mean, and also, I mean, a felony isn't a felony. I mean, felonies come in different classes. I don't think they're going to be throwing people in jail for life. I imagine this is one of these like class, I don't know, HF, these like low felonies that, it comes with the potential of serving over a year in jail, but almost never is enforced. I mean, I really
could you lose your right to vote though if you were convicted?
Depending on your state, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Hal, don't commit felonies. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my advice to you.
No, thank you so much. That's such a good Christmas gift. I appreciate that. Yes.
Yeah, and bigger conversation to be had about whether felons should lose the right to vote. And I agree. I don't think they should lose the right to vote, particularly if they've served their time. But politics. Go talk to your local senator or House representative and see what you can do. I don't know.
Now, on another note, do you have anything lined up for when you come back to the States, or?
I have started to throw out some feelers, but I'm not licensed there yet. I'm still working on that, and I can't finish it until I get there. I don't know exactly when I'm coming back, and I have to be honest about that in my cover letter. I'm basically saying I'm aiming to come back in February, God willing. I say it better than the letter. But so surprisingly, I haven't gotten any hits yet, but I'm not too worried about it. I've, planned accordingly with the idea that, I might not have a job for 6 months when I get back, and that's okay. And we'll be okay, and that's all right. Ari's working in her chosen field.
She liking her job?
Huh?
She likes her job?
Does.
Excellent.
She's working from home a lot, which I think she's done better than I would do. I did it here for 6 weeks and I hated it. But she's doing well with it, and I want to get there as soon as I can, and she wants me there as soon as I can. But we just got to take it weeks at a time and see what happens. I mean, this is a pretty unprecedented event in living history. So, we just don't know.
Yeah, you all didn't hear about this, but her mom was flying there yesterday, and they had rented a cabin, and her mom's plane got canceled because of the storm, and she can't fly it till tomorrow. I mean,
yeah, that's no good. But I mean, I think relatively speaking, we this year has obviously sucked, but we've got our health. We both worked through the entire thing. I mean, she was collecting a paycheck, basically working as a consultant for her job out here the entire time she was looking for a job in the States. And, as soon as she quit one job, she was starting the other one. I've obviously, worked through this, and my bosses have been very, very good with me as far as being understanding of how this place has been impacted by COVID, even though it's not here, and how it impacts the people here. And, relatively speaking, we're going to come out of this thing unscathed. And so that's very, It feels good. And we were lucky too. I mean, I don't know if I shared this with you guys. Ari's parents both got COVID in November.
Oh no.
No.
And her parents are older. I mean, her dad is 80 something. I mean, he's in his 80s. He's probably 81. And her mom is close to 70. And, you know, neither one of them was hospitalized, thankfully, and they got over it pretty quickly. So, and no long-term, it doesn't seem like there's any serious long-term effects thus far. So, you know.
They both had the virus?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it got bad in South and North Dakota.
Yeah, so we're very, very thankful. That was scary. I mean, because when they first got it, I mean, you just don't know how bad it's going to get, and obviously they're older, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to leave Island if, you know, the worst happened, and yeah, I was very, very thankful when that went the way it did.
How long was their recovery?
About a week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, I mean, they
Her
felt it before, huh?
mother's pretty thin and pretty fit, isn't she?
I mean, you know, in pretty good shape. But I mean, again, you're just that age. I mean, you just don't, you know. My boss Steve Wheeland, he got it in Idaho, and him and his wife both got it, and they said they were laid out. I mean, I think they just got a worse. They didn't whatever's in the body, it didn't deal with it as well. And I mean, they were laid out for a couple weeks. It was tough. So, you know, it's just got to be careful and I don't know.
Yeah, my best friend's two stepchildren are both in college at UNC Charlotte, and I found out last night that they both have it. They've had it for about a week and a half. Jacob is getting better, but Maggie's suffering a little bit more. She still can't smell, taste, and breathe, and so she's not like in dire straits, but struggling more than her brother is to kick it.
Yeah. Nice.
Are you going to get the immunization before you leave Island if you can?
What would make you think that I wouldn't?
Well, I just didn't know.
No, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. If someone offers me the vaccination, you know, I'll take it. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm very happy that we got 3,000 doses on Island. It's not coming to me, but, you know, hopefully eventually the Island will reach herd immunity and open up these flights.
Well, if you could get it before you flew, it would be really good. And I'm glad in some ways that Ari's mom's already had it, because that's one of the things they're really worried about now. On last week, a man and his wife boarded the plane in Florida. He'd been sick for several days with COVID symptoms. He died in flight, and now bunches of people on the plane are coming down. And the plane, the woman said he's had COVID symptoms. They took his body off, they wiped down his seat, they got everything back on and flew on to California. They did not handle it very well.
Why'd they let him get on the plane? I mean, I can't even...
He didn't tell them. And he was asked about COVID symptoms. He said no. And then he collapsed the plane. And then the first thing his wife started saying, he's had COVID symptoms for days now.
What an asshole.
But I mean, lots of those assholes around. I mean, that's the problem.
They do temperature checks at the courthouse here, which is total theater because there's no COVID. But I mean, just to give you an idea, like.
But you can have COVID and not have a temp too.
Yeah.
It's really theater in itself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, but at least it's something, because if you do have an elevated temperature and you would know. I mean,
Well,
at least
but
there was
not
something.
only that, but you're 0% right now. I mean, fingers crossed that, you know, it stays that way, but all it takes is one person. Although I guess you guys don't have anybody coming or going just to the boards, is that right?
Gotta get on now. No, I mean, and that's
I don't know if you were on when he told her. Tell her about the container ship, because I mean that's a big deal.
Last week we had a container ship show up, and one of the crewmen had it. They just said, "Sorry, container ship, you're not coming in."
Well, that's
Right.
good.
They take it very seriously.
That's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
You cannot legally get on this island without the governor's approval. You know, I mean, it is, and like they hired an assistant attorney general a couple months ago, and he didn't get in before they like locked down things even harder than they had in October. The guy had been living with his family in a hotel room in Honolulu for 4 months. The government was putting him up in this hotel room and paying him his salary. And recently, they got him a 6-month lease somewhere in Honolulu, which just tells you how hardcore they are about this. I mean, they could have gotten him in on, you know, we got mail flights to come in. There are very limited ways to get in and off this island if the government so chooses. But even them, they're willing to pay to put this guy up in Honolulu to not have him come in, which I think is personally crazy, actually. I mean, it's overkill, frankly. I think they have quarantine centers that they constructed on this island at the beginning of the pandemic just for, you know, letting limited numbers of people on. I get why they don't want to let 300 people on at once, but 10 who are, you know, specialized labor that they need on island. I mean, what the hell is the point of quarantine center if not for that? I don't know.
What, did you hear about that girl in Costa Rica who her parents have appealed to Trump because she went down there? She was supposed to quarantine for 14 days. They gave her a bracelet. After she took 2 tests and they were clean, she decided she didn't need to quarantine anymore. So she took off her bracelet. She went to her boyfriend's race. They put her in jail for 4 months.
Cut it down to 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, and her boyfriend, who she went to the race on because he's some kind of jet ski racer, they took his purse.
Wow. Seems overkill to me, but I mean, I hear you. I mean, you know.
But I assure you, some people are learning that in other countries, you can't just flaunt and say, I don't care, because they go, yeah, well, we do.
Yeah.
Well, young man in Korea a few years ago that learned that the hard way when he took down a post. I mean, people in this country don't understand that when you go into other countries, you can't act the way you do here.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Frank, have you found out when you're getting the vaccine?
No, we haven't. I was expecting maybe an announcement this week. We did just get an announcement. They are working on it, and but
And so they're working on it.
yeah, they for reasons I don't understand, and the write-ups in the paper weren't complete. North Carolina isn't scheduled to get the number of vaccine units that they thought they were going to. Now, this may change over time and they get it straightened out, but that was the report that was in the paper today, as I understood it. And
my understanding is the federal government put out false numbers is the problem. They somehow, I don't know how they did this, but they came up with more vaccine than they were actually going to get to hand out. And now they're trying to fix that problem. Again, you know, I hate to say it, but, you know, I don't think everybody was on top of this the way they should have been.
Really? How shocking. You think that Trump's team, what do they call it? That this group didn't have it all under control?
I was going to say that shouldn't be a surprise with the present administration.
No, what does everybody think? Because now Christopher's gone, we say it. Is Trump going to leave the White House? Is Trump going to still try to get some people to do some kind of coup? What is next?
I think people are going to die at some point because he's going to not want to leave. I think that his cronies are going to do something. I don't know what, I don't know where, I don't know when. And I certainly don't understand how you can follow that moron anywhere. But I do think there's going to be bloodshed.
I still think he won't come back from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, no, he's not going to go to the, what do you call it, Biden's
inauguration. Yeah.
I don't think.
Counter.
Boy, am I glad Dustin, boy, am I glad you moved.
He's not going to have a coup. I mean, now is one of his crazy groups going to do some domestic terrorism? I mean, I wouldn't rule that out.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he would do a coup if they would let him.
Well, he's trying to do a peaceful coup. I mean, that's what this whole overturning. I mean, that's a peaceful coup, right? I mean,
yeah.
And I think it sets a dangerous precedent. I mean, I hate what he's doing, and I think it's long term really bad for the country. But
I heard a report that some of the major generals, they had people in the Department of Defense had said they were not going to obey him if he tried to declare martial law like he had talked about. And
yeah, and that's the point, right? The U.S. military is not going to back him, and that's the only way that a forceful coup would have any real legs. But yeah, I think it's awful. I mean, it ruins people's trust in the elections. It breaks a precedent of the peaceful transition of power and accepting the elections, and I think it's awful. And the fact that people justify it and that people in the Republican Party haven't come out against it as strongly as I think they should, I think is a real shame.
This has been a bad thing for the Republican Party. There's no doubt about it. I think 10 years from now, the Republican Party is going to be hurt by what has happened in the last 4 years.
I hope.
Will there still be a Republican Party? Is it going to be a new Trump party? I'm not being funny.
Well, no, I mean it is the party of Trump.
Yeah, but he want to put his name on it. I'm serious. I'm not kidding about this. He'll want the Trump party.
Ugly, but he's overweight and 70-some years old and under a lot of stress. So I'm really not expecting he's going to live forever.
But his son's going to be around.
His father died. Nobody gives a shit about his son. But his father died of Alzheimer's before he was 80. So, and his brother passed away last year. So, I mean, he's not a dude with longevity on his side.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but he still hurt democracy, and he's hurt our system.
Oh, yeah.
By what he's done.
I agree with that totally, but that doesn't have much influence in terms of how long he will.
But there's still a significant number of people that are following. This is what someone I know put up the other day, and it's a picture of Washington, and it says, "Americans, we will cross a frozen river to kill you in your sleep on Christmas." I mean, and he keeps putting stuff up about they think there's more of them, but there's more of us, and we're going to come for this. So there's still these people that are waiting for him to give them a whistle. And I mean, you know, at this point, I don't think it's coming, but I mean, the crazies are out. I mean, the guy's putting it up on Facebook, and Facebook puts you in jail for way less than that. So the only thing I can imagine is that they're being watched and nobody wants them taken down because they want to see what the crazies are up to.
Yeah. My guess is the FBI has a lot going on right now.
Oh, they have a lot going on. I mean, I haven't heard, but I think Biden, I mean, the swearing in needs to be done remotely and inside where there's no snipers available.
I don't know. I mean,
I think the Secret Service will be all over this, though.
There's already been a dude. There's already been a guy in North Carolina that got arrested. He had an assassination plan before Biden got and had the weapons and everything. I mean, he got arrested for the
Right van.
Yeah.
You know, somebody said they didn't understand why Trump didn't get assassinated. I said, because basically Democrats don't assassinate people.
Well, that's not true, actually. They had that softball incident a few years ago where some why is that funny? Why is that funny? If a Republican had shot up some Democrats, you would not be laughing at it. I don't think that's funny.
It was the way you put it that it was funny. It wasn't as funny. I don't believe in shooting people, period.
That happened. That was a crazy ass liberal shooting at Republicans. I mean, it does happen.
But it's pretty rare.
When was the last Democrat who got, I mean, there was the hatch in Michigan that got spoiled or whatever, but what was the last Republican who got shot at? Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan would have been the last one.
Yeah, that's 40 years ago. I mean, politicians don't get shot.
But that wasn't even over politics. That was a schizophrenic who wanted Jodie Foster to have a relationship with him. I mean, that wasn't really a politically fueled crime. That was just crazy.
Yeah, guy watched Taxi Driver too many times. I hear. But my point is, it's a rare event in this country. It's not as if there are crazy Republicans constantly shooting at Democrats, and Democrat politicians are in fear of their life. You know, I don't think that we're quite there yet.
No, I don't either. I agree with you on that. But on the other hand, I don't think there's any question but what Republicans have been very willing to take advantage of the last few years and push things in a non-democratic manner.
I agree. And I do believe, again, I mean, the whole point of having the losing candidate come out and concede is to lower the temperature nationally and to get people on their side to accept the results. And Donald Trump, because of his ego, just won't do that. And I think it is. I think it's super dangerous. And it does create an environment where it is possible that there will be domestic. It doesn't mean I think that's likely to happen, but it definitely raises the percentages a few points that some Proud Boy is going to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not going to lower the temperature. He thrives off of this, and he's raised a ton of money. So even when he leaves office, he's not going to go in exile. He's going to be out there making noise and trying to create fires.
Well, that's the joke. All this money he's raised, I mean, most of it's going to pay off his campaign's debt. It's not going to fight the legal fight.
Right.
Yeah, but his followers don't really understand that. They go, I'm helping.
Yeah. Well, and too, I mean, all these lawsuits he filed, you know, their rhetoric on TV is so different from the tone and the arguments they're making in these lawsuits that they lost anyway. But I mean, it's a big dog and pony show, and I hate it. I mean, it is awful.
From what I've read, they didn't have very much in the way of factual information to present. Yeah. I mean, if you come out and say that a lot of the ballots in Texas were illegal, I mean, physically it's possible to make that statement. The question is, how much evidence do you have to back that up, that charge up afterwards? And
well, it's what they said. You can say a lot on television, but if you go into court and say that and you don't have any evidence, you really can lose your law license or be censured and all kinds of stuff. And
well, you know, Barr should go down as the worst attorney general ever in history. But, you know, in the end, Barr, I've read, was getting really scared of Trump and how irrational he was. I mean, you know, he is the most powerful man in the world, and Lord knows he is way more than one screw loose.
What? Barr stood up on the way out the door. I mean, he came out there and said that they hadn't found any evidence of widespread voter fraud. So you ought to be happy with Barr. You know, shows real principle.
With what he did then, Barr was his boy. That is not what the attorney general is supposed to be.
Okay, the facts in that that's it. What Barr put out after that impeachment, I mean, Mueller investigation. What I read out of the Mueller investigation and what Barr wrote down and read to us, those were two not exactly the same things. I mean,
absolutely agree.
Guys, I've got to go wrap presents.
Okay, she's going to
wrap.
wrap.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Love you, Kathy.
Love you
been
too,
great
Kathy.
seeing you.
Good seeing everybody.
Now I do have a question for you. You know, I worry about whoever he's installing now as AG, what that person will do for him in the next 20 days. Because I mean, he's deranged. I mean, a lot of this stuff.
Well, I mean, only
that's the thing that presidents have been doing crazy kooky shit on their way out of the office for a long time. I'm sure he'll push that envelope even further. But
Justin, give me an example of what Roosevelt did. Well, of course, he died in office, but what Truman did on the way out that was comparable to what this guy has done, or any of the Republicans, as far as that goes.
Well, I'm going back a little bit further in history, but I recall like Jefferson and Adams getting pretty wild with it. I know Barack Obama passed a lot of executive decisions on his way out the door. I mean, lame duck presidents tend to be doing some things. I mean, I'm not saying anyone's doing Trump level things, and I don't even know what Trump done yet. I mean, we're talking about the hypothetical. What could he possibly do? I mean, what has he done thus far other than, you know, blow up this COVID bill because he's now saying he wants $2,000 being paid out, which is hilarious. I mean, what has he actually done?
Well, he pardoned those Blackwater guys.
Right.
That was sort of an international type incident at this point, because it's like the rules don't apply to our people, even if they're not military.
And he pardoned Kushner's dad, and he's going to pardon himself.
And his kids, and
somebody's going to go after him for the pardon for himself, though. I can't believe they'll let that stand.
well, but they're only being pardoned for federal crimes. States can still go after them.
There you go. There you go. And apparently the Southern District of New York is cooking up something special for Trump. That's what I hear. I don't know exactly what the charges are or what they're working on, but that's what everybody says.
Hey, I like that woman who's in charge there, and man, I saw her the other week on The View. She takes no prisoners.
Yeah, but I mean, frankly, for federal crimes, and I agree. I don't think Trump should be able to pardon himself, but I think there's a serious conversation to be had whether Biden should pardon him, because I just don't know. I don't know if you want the federal government going after Trump. I really don't.
I don't think Biden will pardon him. I think Trump will try to pardon himself. I really think he'll.
Biden won't. I don't think Biden will. But I mean, you know, in Peru, you know, we have business there, so I'm more. But you know, it's not unusual. And their past president is in prison, has been in prison. They've had others, but I mean, we've just never. I mean, not that everybody that we've had was the greatest person on the planet, but we just never had a president that stooped to the levels I think Trump has. I mean, he really makes Nixon look like a pretty nice guy.
Well, when you start arresting people for what they did in office, it sets a precedent. And I agree, there probably won't be another Trump, or I hope not. And again, I mean, if he's going to be charged for stuff that he's done at the state level, let them handle it. There's a reason that Nixon was pardoned. I mean, you just want to put this stuff to rest. You want to move on and turn the page in the country.
I don't think we should necessarily go after him for what he's going on in office, but all the stuff he did prior to it. He definitely needs to.
I mean, yeah, he's got charges, I think.
But I do want to point out something, Gustin. After they pardoned Nixon, he went away. I don't see Trump going away.
That's true. Who knows? I mean, he might move off to Russia, you know.
Well, he's going to campaign for the whole 4 years he's out, just to keep shit stirred.
Oh, I hope that happens. I hope he runs in 2024.
Why?
I really do. And I'm dead serious. I think it would implode. It would split the Republican Party in half, which is probably something that needs to happen.
You really think so? Because I think there's a whole lot of people that still love him, man.
Yeah, but I think
minority.
There's a lot of people who are tired of his shtick. I mean, you know, I think he was supported by and large by Republicans in office because he was the president, and if you wanted to get shit done, you know, you had to have him on your side, and he did wield a lot of power, but I don't think he's going to be able to maintain that for 4 years out of office.
Yeah, but he has a lot of those little people in all of these jury rig districts where you can be primaried out if you don't do what he says.
I agree, and in those places, yeah, I mean, the extreme side of the Republican Party, yes. He's got that lock in tow. But, you know, I believe that there is a Mitt Romney side of the party that is ready to break from him. And I think it'd be good for the country if it did.
And Mitt Romney, I totally support the way he's handled the stuff with Trump all along. It was really interesting because we were out in Utah in the spring when Romney, you know, broke and said that what Trump was doing was wrong. And man, the Mormons out there, and he's Mormon, but they wanted him out of office. I mean, they were looking at ways that they could pull him out of the Senate, but he was doing the right thing. I got nothing bad to say about Romney right now.
Well, hey, Chris Christie is getting ready to run, just so you know.
Oh, jeez.
For
Not impressed. Not impressed.
what are you running for? President.
Wichita, Kansas.
What was that, Madison?
You think your teeth are when they're gonna break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That won't work on break.
It'll be
It's in that thing right next to the stove.
Next time around, you know that there's going to be like 50 Republicans running for office the way there were the Democrats this time.
And why not? It's a great way to raise your national profile, even if you lose. You might.
Oh
become
yeah.
vice-
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's going to be Kamala.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it certainly the table is set for her.
Yeah.
Well, but I think the bottom line is though it's got to be a good 4 years. Otherwise, I don't necessarily believe that anybody is going to be able to get the next thing. I mean,
Well, after the 4 years we've just had, a decent 4 years would look damn good.
Yeah, but it goes back to the economy, stupid. A lot of these people would vote for Trump now, not because they like him, not even like his policies, but they're worried about the economy not being perfect. And, if the economy is bad in 4 years, a lot of people go look and go, well, who else could do this thing?
Biden only won by 7 million votes. Only 7 million more Americans who thought enough to vote thought that they'd rather have him as their president than Donald Trump. So, I mean, yeah, for you and for me, it was an easy decision, but clearly for the country, it wasn't.
By the way, I want to point out, though, it was a landslide. Based on what Donald Trump said 4 years ago, it was a landslide.
I was very disappointed. I
was too.
I mean, I thought Biden might get to 400 electoral votes. I mean, it was crushing to watch how close that was. And that 40,000 votes in a few states would have turned the election. Just,
Isn't that startling, though? I mean, really? I mean, looking at it objectively.
Startling that he won it the first time around. I mean, no more startling than that. No.
Well, but the first time around, though, we didn't know him. Not really. He didn't have a track record.
When he ran the first time, he was offering people, he was telling people, I'm going to bring national health care. Basically what he was saying. He promised a lot of shit that he didn't deliver on. I can understand his appeal the first time. The second time, I don't get it at all. I mean, it's just like
women voted for him less than 4 weeks after they heard him talking about grabbing women by their pussies to put them in line. And then they voted for him again after he has been terrible to women. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of rationality about how people vote for him.
Well, and if evangelicals backed him, even though he was having sex with porn stars and breaking vows of marriage, and they didn't care.
Well, what it reminded me of is that for a lot of people, there's still a lot of single issue voters in the middle of this country, and it's all about baby genocide. And
yeah,
if you saw it that way, if I thought it was genocide of babies, I guess I too would think it was the most important issue. If I really believed that. But
what do you mean by genocide?
Abortion.
Maybe. But at the same time, they don't want to pay for the kid once it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
I mean,
contraceptive. Yeah, I mean, I'm for you. But to these people, that's what it is. You are snuffing life.
But I don't understand why they're not willing to help pay for the kids once they're born if they want to make them be born. That's what I don't get.
They want people to die. They don't want to give them health insurance. I mean, get it. They want them to die, but not babies.
Well, I mean, just look at this COVID stuff. I mean, they're supposed to be the party of life, but they're just shrugging their shoulders at 300,000 dead Americans. There's a 9/11 going on every day in this country of people dying of COVID. And it's like, this is a hoax, or it's not that big of a deal. We shouldn't shut down the economy for these people, whatever. I mean,
political right to not wear a mask. You can't take my rights. I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, there was a sign, and I'm only saying the hypocrisy of this is in Raleigh, they had guys holding up signs saying, no mask, my body, my right. And it was like, really?
I know.
Really?
Yeah. So I agree with all of you on those issues. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you, that's in these people's mind, that's what it is. This is baby genocide, and there is no larger issue than getting the Supreme Court to overturn Roe versus Wade. It's issue number 1 through 5.
So what do you think the chances are in Georgia of the two Democrats winning?
I mean, they look like toss-ups according to the polls, and I mean, I want to trust the polls, but it does seem like there is a bit of a Democratic lean in these polls. So I almost expect the Republicans to win both of them. But I mean, what I've seen, it's a toss-up. I don't know.
I tell you, I don't trust polls at all anymore. Not at all. I don't trust them at all.
Well, I think they're good for what they're good at, but the idea that polls were going to predict every state perfectly from now until infinity, Nate Silver he's a victim of his own success. He called every state right in 2012, and then people thought he was some sort of messiah who could predict, every election from now until kingdom come, and it doesn't work like that.
I felt so bad for him this year. I mean, he looked like shit for a week.
Well, it's fine. Follow this stuff.
The Pope ABC.
About the whole Red Mirage thing, and because of the way that voters were being steered to vote in person if they were Republican or by mail if they were Democrat, and the way that states count these. And by the way, I love states like Florida, and it's amazing to me, and hopefully this will motivate everyone to change their policies. I mean, this idea that you can't count mail-in ballots or start processing them until election day is the dumbest that ever existed. God bless, which gets a lot of things wrong, but they do it where they can put out their results the night of, and I think we all learned a valuable lesson about that. But everyone knew this could happen.
Well, I think Trump wanted it to happen, though. I mean,
I'm
not being funny. I mean, I think they looked at it and said, we can say we were ahead on election night, knowing that those other votes hadn't been counted.
Yeah, I agree. And then to make a political statement trying to get all mail-in ballots, disqualified. I mean, it's insane.
Now, so when are you going to run? Because I know we need somebody like you in Washington. So,
man, no way, no how. There's no way I could run for office. I'm not the guy. Look at me.
That's not what you're going to look like when you come home. I know that.
To be a politician, you got to be everything to everybody. It's about winning a popularity contest and appealing to the lowest common denominator. There's no way. I've got views that are just crazy to people, and I wouldn't be willing or able to keep my mouth shut to do it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you thinking that I'd do all right at it.
I think you would, but you're probably right. You're probably too moderate.
Yeah. Well, I'm extreme about some things, so
I have enjoyed listening to the conversation, but our dinner has just been served.
All right.
A little bit late, but nevertheless, it's here. So I'm going to have to bow out. I thank everybody. I've enjoyed watching you, and good to see you again. And hope we can do this again sometime in the future.
All right. Love you, Dad. Take care.
Love you.
Wait. Are you doing it Sunday?
We're doing Christmas Sunday afternoon. Is that right? 1 o'clock? Hello?
I didn't know we were, but
Well, I brought all this food that I've got to cook, so I'm certainly hoping you all show up to eat. I mean, we couldn't do it today because it's raining. But
Yeah.
oh, at your house?
yes,
Yeah.
well,
In the backyard.
in the backyard on Sunday.
What do you think the weather is going to be?
51. We're gonna have a
And sunny.
bonfire and sunny. So we're doing it 1. That'll be the warmest part of the day.
Oh, you were thinking it's going to be sunny. I mean,
It's
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't plan on rain. Yeah.
going to be sunny and 51. That's the highest spot of the weekend. So
I can tolerate that, but I was known as the fair weather hiker when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail. And there was a reason for that. So anyway, again, good to see you all, and have a great conversation for the rest of your time.
All right, Dad. Merry Christmas, Dad. Merry Christmas.
Love you.
Well,
Love you.
thank
Bye-bye.
you. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
By the way, Gustin, I just figured out who you remind me of. You look
Who's
like
that?
Travis Tritt.
I'll take that. Thank you.
No.
Yeah, you know, this is probably as long as it's ever going to get again. So I'm enjoying it while I can.
Yeah, probably in the law offices of the U.S., they wouldn't be going, there's our guy.
No, man, I'm telling you, it's so funny. Like I'm looking at these law firms, trying to figure out where to apply and things like that. And it is, I mean, it's just high and tight, high and tight, high and tight. You know, you see an attorney with crazy hair, you know, you got a good one because he's earned the right to be eccentric. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it will be a much more conservative look for me in the near future. But I've gotten a good 3 years out of this, so I'm blessed.
Is
I
Ari,
gotta tell you,
is Ari enjoying her job?
Yeah, no, she likes it. It's different. It's a bigger company than she worked at previously, or her last job. She's worked at larger companies like this before, and then the whole, you know, the COVID thing, you know, she spent very little time around her coworkers because she came in the middle of it. So it's been interesting from there. But she's, like I said, she enjoys working from home. You know, it'll be interesting to see. You know, her manager really likes working from home, and I think before the COVID spiked back up, you know, the office was kind of being like, all right, guys, let's start getting back to normal. And I think there's going to be some tension, probably in her industry and a lot of industries, where people are like, what the heck am I coming in 5 days a week for?
You could do
It's,
it.
it's never going to be like it was before.
why am I losing 2 hours of my day to drive in and come back?
I don't own any office buildings because I'm telling you, that's a part of you watch about March, people will be coming out of those leases, and it's never going to go back like it was. I mean, to be honest, I don't ever want to see clients face to face again. I really, or I will see clients face to face, but they need to pay more. I mean, I like just going through the screen and and moving on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, in our business, I mean, so much of our clients are off-island people doing limited projects here. I mean, most of my clients, or a lot of them, I'm only talk to them through Zoom. It's just a normal part of business. Now, I love it. I mean, because I think the law, there's always going to be an in-person element to it. But I mean, if you've only got people coming in 2 or 3 days a week, all around the board, just imagine how much less traffic there is getting into the city and out of the city.
Well, better for the environment too. I mean,
yeah. So I look forward to that. I mean, you know, I lived in Minneapolis and I drove in for a while, and you know, I'm going to do the same thing in Denver likely. And I mean, it's just a pain in the ass trying to drive to the epicenter of a major city in the morning and leaving in the evening. I am in full support of more at-home workers.
Yes.
And the cost of downtown parking in these places is crazy. I mean, one of the reasons me and Ari got an apartment so close was so I could walk to work, and it would save us, you know, thousands of dollars over the course of the year because of how expensive parking was in Minneapolis. And that's like a mid-market city. That's not, you know, Los Angeles or New York or Chicago, one of these, you know, giant cities. I mean, I very much look forward to this new world order of people working from home.
well, I gotta tell you though, I want you to know your background is always the prettiest background there. Because every time we have ever had you on a Zoom, it's like it's green and it's beautiful and there's a beautiful sky. And it's like, what was that?
I said, enjoy it, man, while it lasts.
I'm just, I never got to go there and visit you.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is. It's a great place. I mean, I feel very fortunate, and you know, the fact that I got to live here specifically for 2 years has been, I'm extremely lucky. I assure you, it is nothing that I did that I planned. It just kind of happened. So I wish it hadn't ended like this. It's kind of left a sour taste this last 9 months, but you know, I mean, overall, I would do it all over again.
Well,
What
you
do
have to remember though, you have been in one of the safest places in the world for the last 9 months.
True. I mean, that's absolutely right. It's just, I mean, and if Ari were here, it were, our original plan, she'd probably have gone back in like October. Being apart for 9 months it's just hard.
Oh no, that part of it is sucking, man. That's it's
Yeah,
like
it is. But like I said, we're very lucky. We worked through this whole thing. We've got our health, and so all of our problems are temporary and coming to an end real soon.
now have you set a date yet? I'm not beating you over the head. I was just wondering.
No, it's okay. No, we don't really have any plans right now.
I'm not trying to rush you. I was just wondering. I
at our pace, it's not as if we had any real solid plans before COVID, but that's obviously thrown everything, out. And so when I get back to Denver and I get a job lined up and I get licensed and I get those sort of things worked out, we'll have a conversation about that and get something figured out. We're very happy together. We're in this for life, and
well, I'm not rushing you. Understand, I'm not the you need to get married kind of guy. I was just wondering.
No, I guess my point is, I mean, we are in our mind, we are effectively married. You know what I mean? Okay. And we've been effectively married for a very long time. I mean, it's just a matter of like, doing paperwork and doing whatever we're going to do. So I just don't want anyone to worry that like behind the scenes, there's any issues or anything like that. That's not the case.
Oh, please understand when I brought that up, that had nothing to do with that. I wasn't thinking that at all. Okay. For all I know, you'll be like Kurt Russell, like Goldie Hawn. And you just never get married, but you're together for 12 years or something, or how long they've been together. So.
I find that idea very romantic, Al. Well, I want you to know that. What'd you say, Mama?
I said Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have been together since 1982. It's like 30 some years.
What were you gonna say?
Well, I want to say that I continuously get asked, are they okay? Are they ever going to get married? And I'm like, yeah.
I know I understand it's different, and so I get where that comes from, and I'm not, I don't take any offense to that, but I just want everyone to know we're good.
Well, I was just worried that I'd missed something and there'd been a date set or something, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. So
for Haley's time again, that's what Dustin told me, and that's what I tell everybody.
What'd you say?
You told me that it would be before Haley's Comet comes back again, so that's
right.
What
I guarantee it. Yeah. Well, gang, I've enjoyed this too, but I gotta get off and make. In fact, I need to call Ari. So.
Are you working today?
No, we were supposed to work a half day today, and then I flexed on my boss and I told him I was going to work from home today. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, yeah, we're all working from home. And then like an hour later, he's like, yeah, we're just going to close the office. So.
What are you doing for your birthday? I know you got to go, but.
I don't really have any plans.
All right.
I've never been one to make a big deal out of my birthday. So I'll probably something quiet.
Well, I'll probably call you. I love you and I miss you.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Have a great one.
All right.
Now, Kimball and now, so 1 o'clock on Sunday. That's what we're shooting for.
Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, just trying to make sure I get all my people. What now? Yeah,
it'll be the warmest day.
Oh yeah.
It'll be the warmest.
Oh, it's the warmest day. Now, and I'll bring your dishes back that we borrowed.
Okay.
You have like 2 of your, was it 2 or 3 of your Pyrex, Jeff? Was it 2? I think it was 2. But I'll make sure we bring them back.
Okay.
And have you charged me for that air machine yet? I haven't looked at my bill, so I don't know.
For it.
What now?
Charged you for it.
I gave you a card. I just haven't looked at my bill, so I don't know.
Fairly confident.
Okay.
Well,
I can look it up. I was just trying to make sure.
You've been charged for it, and it's here, so you just got to get it and Take and drop.
Gotcha. Everything else going good for y'all?
Yeah. It's been a busier day than I thought it would be. And now I've got to do a call with somebody from Deacon, and then I've got to work out this custody issue. So funny when you think you're off and you're not really, but I guess that's the way life goes.
Now, oh, what was it? I had something. I was going to ask you, and I thought I remembered what it was. Well, I'll come up. I'll get back with you. But thanks for putting this together. Merry Christmas. Love you both. Please be safe, especially because it's wet. 'Cause I don't know what happened there now, but it's been raining hard here while we've been on this.
It has rained. It has rained all day here. So we'll see you Sunday.
See you. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.